The spinner is here to direct air into the engine, to cool it. It's not here for aesthetics, though it does make it look pretty. But it's merely here to direct air into the cowling, right? Without this, as the prop turns, the air will go all over the place. So you see the shape is so that when the air flows through here, it directs it right into the cowling. Now, you don't really want to touch the spinner. And I'll show you why. I have this ready. This is what happens when you lean or touch a spinner, okay? You got a cracked spinner. This is the middle plate that goes inside, right? Bolts go through. That's what these screws are, right? It keeps the front part of the spinner stable. This is a 172 bulkhead. This is what happens when you touch a spinner. They break. It's $2,000 to replace this. So it's not a cheap date. So you don't want to lean the spinner, you don't want to do this, you don't want to touch it, you don't want to push the plane back with that. If you're going to push a plane back, you can grab the root here and you can use that to push the plane. See, there's play in the crank, right? If there weren't play, that would break too. So, we start with the spinner. Now, which way does the prop turn? It turns that way. Of course, we all know we don't want to have any master switches on, keys in the ignition. Anytime you touch a prop on an airplane, first thing you want to do is go in the cockpit, make sure the key is not even on the ignition. Normal practice is to get the keys, put it on the instrument panel so that everybody knows it's visible, there's no contact, because even if the key is inside and there's a brush with the contact, you touch the spinner, you might just start the plane and lose your arm. Nobody wants to do that. Props only turn this way. Of course, we already checked that there's no keys in the ignition. Why do we want to only turn the prop that way if we have to turn the prop at all? If you come around here, we have the vacuum pump. Here's a fine example of what happens when you turn the prop backwards. Okay? This is made to shear, right? Because it's inside the engine. There's a gear that's attached to gears in the back that are attached to the starter and the whole accessory part of the back of the engine. It's made to shear. If you look at the vacuum pump, it has a direction. The vacuum pump can only spin in that direction. If you spin the vacuum pump backwards, the plastic vanes that are inside here, because it's all plastic, will get damaged. If that gets damaged, the protection to the engine is that this plastic will break and shear and not shear anything inside the back of the accessory case of the engine. Okay? So it shows you right here on the vacuum pump there's a direction. And if you look at it, where it's installed, when this spins this way, the vacuum pump spins in the direction it's supposed to spin. If you spin the prop backwards, you're going to damage the vacuum pump. $350. And you're going to not have vacuum. So, always spin after confirming that nothing is connected, nothing is on, if you're going to touch this prop. And even then, it's not advisable to turn a prop, because if there's a short or the ground and the magneto is disconnected, you could actually activate this prop and it will take your arm off.